You missed Tuesday. A call ran long. Wednesday you were going to make it up, and then you didn't. By Thursday the week was already a write-off, so why bother? You restart Monday. You've restarted a lot of Mondays. Here's the thing nobody tells high performers. The all-or-nothing instinct that made you good at your job is the exact thing wrecking your training. At work you'd never scrap a quarter over one bad day. You'd adjust and keep going. In the gym you scrap the week over a missed session. That isn't a discipline problem. It's a program that was never designed to survive a normal calendar. Which brings us to the hour. You've been waiting for the schedule to open up. A lighter quarter after the launch, once travel calms down. It's been 3 years of that. The hour was never the requirement. It's just what the program you found happened to be built around. Written by people whose full-time job is training, for people whose full-time job is training. Strength responds to hard sets and enough of them. Whether those sets take you 60 minutes or 22 is a scheduling detail, not a training principle. 22 minutes, 4 times a week, held for a year beats an hour a day held for 5 weeks in February. Now let's talk about what actually changes your body, because most time-scarce people spend their limited minutes on the wrong thing. 45 minutes on the treadmill, 4 times a week, for 8 months. Weight came off, then stopped. And the body composition never really changed. A smaller version of the same shape. Cardio spends energy. It doesn't build the tissue that changes how you look, how you carry weight, or how much you can eat without gaining. Muscle is the variable that does that, and it only responds to resistance. For a time-scarce person, that matters twice over. Strength gives you more return per minute, and it keeps the return after you stop. Cardio isn't the mistake. Using it as the whole plan is. Then there's the age story. Nothing about your body broke at 38. The weight settles differently, recovery takes an extra day, and the energy that used to be automatic now has conditions. And you've been handed the story that this is just what happens now. Most of it isn't age. It's that around 35 the training stopped and the calendar won, and 10 years of not lifting looks exactly like 10 years of getting older. Muscle you don't use gets reabsorbed, and that process doesn't care how old you are. Which is the good news, because the same mechanism runs in reverse at 45 the way it does at 25. Slower, but it runs. You didn't miss a window. You stopped sending the signal. One more obstacle worth naming. You're not out of shape, you're training scared. The back went once, years ago, and now every program you start has an invisible ceiling. You go until something feels like it might. Then you back off, and the session becomes maintenance, and maintenance for long enough is just a slow decline with better attendance. The caution is correct. The problem is it has no exit. Nothing in your training tells you when it's safe to push again. Load tolerance is trainable. You rebuild it by going slightly past comfortable on purpose, in a controlled way, and letting the tissue adapt. Avoiding the edge forever is the one strategy guaranteed to keep it where it is. So here's the whole system. Short sessions for a week. Resistance as the base, not cardio. Aversion for travel weeks and bad weeks that keeps the habit alive at a lower floor. And progression that pushes the edge deliberately instead of avoiding it. A program that breaks when your calendar moves was built for someone else. If you want to know which version fits your actual week, there's a free fitness profile quiz link below.